Okay, so I'm going to talk about graphing absolute value functions. Absolute value functions are these crazy little crap things that have these bars that contain them. Now you can't plug these into calculators, that's why I want to talk about how to do them on paper. And so to do that, we have to be given some type of domain, or we can pick our own domain. Domain being x values, right? And so basically what I'm telling you is that in my t-chart, my x and y values, well, I'm trying to find those so that I can graph this thing. Well, I know -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 are given to me here. And so all I'm going to do is take those x's and I'm going to plug them in where I see x, and I'm just going to solve them. And so I'm going to get a y value back. So let me show you what I mean. So for the first domain, which is -2, we're just going to put -2 plus 1. So what I did was I took -2, plugged it in for x. So -2 plus 1 is -1. But the absolute value of -1 is 1. So you can't plug this into a calculator unless you got a graphing calculator. So you need to be very, very careful about how you solve these. So that means my y value is 1, right? I can keep going with this. So y equals the absolute value of -1 plus 1, which is going to be 0. The absolute value of 0 is, well, 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug 0 in. So y equals the absolute value of 0 plus 1, which is the absolute value of 1, which again is 1. Y equals the absolute value of 1 plus 1. You see, this is just the pattern, okay? This doesn't, it takes a little bit long to do, but it's not difficult, okay? Take the absolute value of 2, that is 2. Remember, the absolute value makes things positive, right? We're talking about distance, so it cannot be negative. 2. When we plug 2 in, we get the absolute value of 2 plus 1, which is 3. Which makes 3, because it's going to be positive. So here's our t-chart. And with this t-chart, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and graph that now. So let's go ahead and go to the next page here and let's graph that. So -2, 1. Okay. -1, 0. 0, 1. 1, 2. And 2, 3. Now you have to realize that when you're looking at absolute value functions, they're supposed to create these V shapes, okay? So even though this thing looks like a check mark, okay, or a Nike check, it's supposed to make a V. Notice that its turning point is right here. And so what I want to do is I want to extend a line out, okay? And I want to go ahead and connect this one and extend a line out so that we can create that V type of shape. It has to be a V, okay? So absolute values, they can move around on the graph too, but we know we have to understand that it's going to create V's every time. So anytime I have absolute value inside of my function, like this, it's going to create a V.